it's an Atlanta show. Gosh, I guess my last Atlanta show was, I guess the Sunday show where they finished up with Fee in 2001 Encore. There was pretty freaking awesome. Brought a couple of friends that aren't really into fish to the show. They're always listening to me go on and on about it. So it was a great show for them. We got what was it? Sexy thing opener in that show. It was a fun day. It was a whole fun weekend, honestly. Hopefully we get some more just like it soon. Let's get those Piedmont Park shows rescheduled here quick. What a bunch of shit, man. Everything else was rescheduled except for that. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll get some shows next year, and I'll be at some of them for sure. So, all right, y'all, week 13, like I said, most fantasy leagues, this is going to be the end of your regular season. You have the postseason starting next week, unless you're, of course, what's his name, Jay Bird. I think he clinched up first place and first round bye after like week 6 or week 7 or something. I don't know, some shit like that. Nah, I'm just playing with you because you keep breaking my balls, man. But all right, so let's get into it here with some start sits for the weekend. Lots of low over unders here, so there are going to be some important decisions, man. Points are going to be a little harder to come by this week. So get started off with Farm 72, looking for a QB streamer. Right now you're playing Cam Newton. You got Fitzpatrick, Trubisky, Kirk Cousins, and Phillip Rivers there available. I'm going to go Kirk Cousins here. Not only has he been on a roll, he's got the great matchup against the Jags. Dalvin Cook. It looks like Madison is out. I know they still have Dalvin Cook, obviously, but they might run a little bit less in this game to keep Cook fresh, get the ball through the air a little bit. So I like Kirk Cousins for your streamer there, Farm. All right, me enjoy myself needs 2 wide receivers in a full point PPR here. You got Kiki QT, Nelson Aguilar, Alan Lazard, Darius Slayton, Denzel Mims. I'm actually going to go Alan Lazard, Denzel Mims. Mims has been sneakily consistent. I think they're going to get him a little bit more involved today. I like his floor in full PPR. If Aguilar was fully healthy, I'd probably go his way. But I'm going to go ahead with Lazard and Mims as your 2 there. And then we also need 2 running backs. You got Kamara, Gore, Snell, and Johnson. I understand, with Connor, probably out again, the thought is maybe to play Snell. I'm going to stay with Kamara and Gore. I want the touches. I know Kamara is ugly right now. It's a real big problem, and he's probably not going to be an RB1. But, the thought that he's not going to be an RB2 is probably still a far reach for me. So I'm going to go with Kamara and Gore. Keep Snell and Duke on the bench. All right, Beaker, 88. Where are you at here, man? Let's see. Looks like you've already secured first place, but still interested in your take on a flex. Myles Gaskin, David Johnson, or Chase Claypool. Let's see. I don't see a format here. Please always put your scoring. Scoring helps. It makes a difference. Standard here. I'd probably go Claypool, but I'm going to assume it's some kind of happy PR or PPR. And I'm going to go Myles Gaskin. We've already heard that, I think Breed is going to be out. Ahmed is out. Basically, everyone's out. Gaskin is back. Should be a heavy workload. Looks like 2 is going to be the starting quarterback. I think it would be better if it was Fitzpatrick, but I'm going to go with Myles Gaskin. All right, I think kickers suck for fantasy. Yeah, kickers and defense, just to throw it out there. I prefer IDP, individual defensive players. It does a little more research. Team defense is, for the birds, honestly. And kickers also suck. I'd rather have kickers than team defense. For me, team defense is just much more atrocious of a play to have. But yeah, I'd get rid of kickers. I'd do IDP, and then I'd add 1 or 2 more players. I think 2 quarterback leagues should be standard, and at least three wide receivers and another flex. You got to be playing more guys. You shouldn't, I hate having to decide, am I going to play the number 14, wide receiver on the week or the number 18 wide receiver on the week? Fuck all that. I should have plenty of room. And the guys that can't do enough research to fill out a deep lineup, well, I'll take their fucking money. So, all right, end rant, moving on. I know, nice milk, blah, blah, kill yourself, die in a fire. All the good PT-isms. All right, so where you at, P-Dog? All right, P-Dog, let's see. Who you looking for? Half-point PPR. You got Wayne Gallman. You got one of your Steelers wide receivers that you're not starting. I think that's Chase Claypool. Damian Harris, Debo Samuel, and Devontae Booker. I'm going with Debo Samuel here, half-point PPR. Listen, they're forcing him the ball. They're finding a way to get him the ball. He's got the number 1 yards after catch in the league right now for all qualified receivers. and I just like what Debo's doing here. Booker and Harris could both, honestly, all these guys could be good plays. You've got a good problem here, but I'm going with Debo Samuel. Melskin Cousin, did you come back in for your selfing yet? Antonio Brown at Pittsburgh. No one knows what you're talking about, bro. We assume you mean Antonio Gibson or Brandon Cooks, so I'd go Brandon Cooks, but either way, man, pretty funny, pretty funny. All right, let's find Asshole. What you got here? You need 2 out of these 5 running backs, it looks like here. So let's find them. We got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Todd Gurley, J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers, and David Johnson. I'm going to roll J.K. Dobbins and David Johnson here. Edwards-Helaire, between the illness and just, underperforming, honestly, I don't like it. Gurley, honestly, if he doesn't find the end zone, which I don't think he's going to against the Saints this week, I think he's going to struggle there. And Akers, we don't know who's going to get the ball. So, I'm staying away from a lot of those. All right, I'm still trying to find them. Got like 2 pages of these guys thinking they're funny, talking about fucking John Brown, blah, blah, Frank Gore, yada, yada. All right, there's Asshole. All right, let's find Jack Star here. The OP. Jack Star needs 3 out of these 5.5-point PPR format. All right, Jack Star, you got Eckler, David Montgomery, Raheem Mostert, Aaron Jones, and Jonathan Taylor. You're thinking, should you sit Jones? You definitely can sit Jones for Mostert. I'm playing Jones here. I'm going Eckler, Montgomery, Aaron Jones, and then Mostert, then Jonathan Taylor. Again, you got a nice problem here. You got your running backs back from injury. So I understand that it makes it hard to make these decisions. But for me, I got it. Eckler, Monty, Aaron Jones, and then Mostert, and then Taylor. So that's where I'm telling you to go. Let's find them. Funk your face. Looking to stream a tight end. Got a pretty big list here, and some of them are good options here. Noah Fant, Kyle Rudolph, Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz, Jordan Reed, and Austin Hooper. And I'm going with Austin Hooper. I do think Noah Fant, highest upside here, right? They could be down big, could be throwing the ball all over the place in the second half. I'm going to go with Hooper. I think Hooper's going to have a nice 12, to 14-point game, nice and steady and smooth. And I like that game over the boom-bust options here. I'm sticking with him. So, all right, swim with the stone. You got an interesting one here because you got Mark Andrews, who we still don't know if he's going to play. You got Gesicki, and you got Zach Ertz, who we don't know about, how healthy he is, how much he'll be used in this game here. I'm going Zach Ertz. If I heard before game time that Mark Andrews was definitely playing, I'd be playing Mark Andrews. But like you said, you got to know now, right? You need to know. You got to get someone in. So I'm playing Ertz. I don't like Gesicki with Tua. If it was Fitzpatrick in, it would be, Gesicki all the way. But with Tua in, I'm going to lean you towards Ertz. All right, here. Surrender to the flow. You got a couple of questions here. So, in PPR, you got to decide between a receiver, Marvin Jones Jr., Justin Jefferson, and Alan Lazard. That's an easy Justin Jefferson. For me, great matchup at home against Jacksonville. Jefferson is the fucking man. He loses a little bit of value in PPR just because he's, a 4 or 5 reception kind of guy for 100 yards. But give me the 100 and a touchdown every fucking day. All right, and then in standard, you need 2 out of these 3. Julio Jones, Robert Woods, and Devontae Booker. Because it's standard, I'm going Julio Jones and Devontae Booker. I think Booker will have a chance to score once or twice. He'll get the goal line touches. And I think Woods could have a good game. If it was PPR, I'd be sitting Booker here. But for standard, I'm going Julio and Devontae Booker for you, buddy. All right, back to Funk Your Face, if I can find them. All right, let's see here. Juju Smith-Schuster, Corey Davis, or Debo for your second flex. For me, that's Debo. I mean, if it's full PPR, which I'm assuming it is, I could think about Juju because he's getting, so many looks even though the yards are shit. And Corey Davis has been super steady. I'm going Debo here. I think not only is his floor perfectly fine, his boom is big, buddy. Big bada boom. All right. Let's go. Which one is pink? All right. These PPR, got to put your score in here, man. It definitely makes a difference if you're PPR or not. Definitely helps out here. All right. You got James White, Melvin Gordon, or Todd Gurley. Looks like Gurley's going to play. I'm still going Melvin Gordon here. Again, I think with Denver probably being down with the game script going that way, you could get a good amount of receptions for Gordon in the second half. So I'm going to roll that way and give you Gordon. Hunter Henry or Robert Tonyan here. I like the stability of Hunter Henry. He had 10 targets last week, I think. Tunyan's been great. And again, it's a good problem to have. This week, I'm going with Hunter Henry against New England. And in a different league, Gurley and Edmonds. That one's fucking tough. I'm going Gurley there. I don't love Gurley this week, but I really don't like Arizona running backs, especially if you're the number 2 on the week. So I'm going with Todd Gurley. All right. Gene Parmesan. Pick my wide receivers. I need 3 out of 5 in a standard scoring league. You got DJ Chark, Chase Claypool, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Nelson Aguilar, and Henry Ruggs. Now, I'm going to tell you to go the middle 3 there, right? Claypool, MVS, and Aguilar, especially in standard. Now, if Aguilar, for some reason, if you get word that he's out before kickoff here, then I'm going to go Ruggs. Chark, listen, I like DJ Chark, but we saw Colin Johnson get all the work last week. We didn't see Chark out there. With Mike Lennon again, you might look for that Colin Johnson, connection again here. I don't know about Chark. So standard, I like MVS better. If it was PPR, he'd be on the bench. But Claypool and MVS both get nice bumps in standard. So yeah, both Claypool, MVS, and Aguilar. All right. Car Ramrod, need to bench a running back, get a half-point PPR. No, you're not crazy about sitting Alvin Kamara. He's been, pretty shit-tastic with Taysom Hill under center, right? Latavius Murray's getting a lot of looks. When they are in scoring position, Taysom Hill is running the ball in. It's a fucking mess over there, man. That being said, I'm still sitting Wayne Gallman. You got Alvin Kamara, Wayne Gallman, Myles Gaskin, and David Montgomery. I don't like Gallman at all this week. With McCoy under center, Seattle's been rushing the passer like a motherfucker. I mean, they've been getting after it the last 6 weeks or so. I don't like New York's offense to do shit this week, man. I don't know. I know Seattle's got a bad team overall, a bad defense. They've been playing better. I don't like it here. So, yeah, I'm telling you to sit Wayne Gallman. All right. Suttree needs 2.5-point PPR out of 5. This one was tough also. Damian Harris, Wayne Gallman, J.K. Dobbins, Benny Snell, and T. Higgins. I'm going to go a little against the grain here, and I'm going with J.K. Dobbins. Oh, man. I'm going with Gallman and Dobbins. I know I just said I don't love Gallman, and I really don't, but it's all about who you got here. I don't like Snell versus Washington. I know he's probably going to be the bell cow, but I think they're going to throw the ball a ton and just abandon the run with Connor out. And T. Higgins, just the Brandon Allen situation is too much for me. I'm going Gallman and Dobbins, half-point PPR. Hey, that one's tough for me. Probably the toughest one. All right, here, Ganesha. You need to pick only one in PPR. Cole Beasley, Jacoby Myers, Gio Bernard, or Latavius Murray, LaFlavius. I'm going Beasley. I know you said you have Beasley in. You could be persuaded. That's fine. I like Beasley here. With Brown out. He didn't have a great game last week, but I think Josh Allen only threw the ball like 24 times or some shit. They'll throw the ball more this week. They'll have some success. I do think that, Diggs will have a little bit of trouble getting open. So I think Beasley's going to have his full helping of targets for this week. All right. What else we got here? A few left, and then we'll get this shit up. We got Guitar Guy, 1987. All right, full point PPR. Pick 2 out of 5. Jerry Jeudy, Devin Singletary, Tyler Boyd, Benny Snell, Carlos Hyde. This one can go a lot of different ways here. Full point PPR, though. I'm going to stick with the receivers. I'll go with Jerry Jeudy and Tyler Boyd. Listen, I get it. I think there's a bigger range of outcomes with picking these two guys. Singletary and Snell will give you higher floors. There's question marks all over the place with all these guys. But for me, that one's easy. I'm going with Jeudy and Boyd. Full point PPR. I want the receivers here. Swim with the Stone in a standard league. Let's see. Debo, Tyler Lockett, Julio Jones. You got to sit one. That one's fucking brutal too, man. I'm sitting Tyler Lockett, and I got a lot of shares of Lockett. Lockett was one of my guys going into the season. Love Tyler Lockett. But in a standard league, I think I'm going to roll out Debo and Julio in this one. But you got an embarrassment of riches there, my man. All right, also for Car Ramrod, looks like you're going to have to go with Kirk Cousins or Lamar Jackson. It's very hard to sit Lamar. I'm going to rank Kirk Cousins higher than Lamar this week. Cousins is on a freaking roll. Great matchup. Home against the Jags. Lamar hasn't been great. They still have injuries. We don't know if everyone's coming back from COVID or not. I don't know. I'm just going with Kirk Cousins. I feel like I'd rather take the 18 or 21, 22 points than what might happen with Lamar Jackson, which right now I feel like you don't know. All right, let's these last few ones in here. Mexican Cousin. All right here, buddy. In your flex, you're playing, Bradley Cooks or Antonio Gibson. Hey, man. You're crazy, bro. First Antonio Gibson or Antonio Brown. That's right, it was Antonio Brown versus Brandon Cooks. Now it's Bradley Cooks or Antonio Gibson. But I'm going with Brandon Cooks, bro. Full point PPR is what's going to make the difference for me. I think Cooks, he'll see a little bit more coverage because he's the number one now without Fuller. But they're going to have to spam targets to him. You saw with DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not saying Brandon Cooks is DeAndre Hopkins. I'm just saying we've seen it before where they have to spam the targets. And I think that's going to happen with Cooks. I think he'll be fine. Gibson, I've got him going in a couple of leagues, but I'm fucking sweating it, man, with this Pittsburgh D. That's for sure. All right, Roman B. You got a couple of questions here. Roman B. Standard format. You got to pick two out of Adrian Peterson, Jonathan Taylor, and Frank Gore. I'm going bottom two, Jonathan Taylor and Frank Gore for standard here. AP, listen, I understand you got in the end zone twice last week. We don't know about Swift, but Chicago's defense is a little bit tougher, and I think they're gonna hold down that Lions rushing attack, as it were. So I'm going Taylor and Gore, and then Josh Allen or Kyler Murray. Man, not a bad problem to have. I'm going Josh Allen here. Neither one has a great matchup here, but, the Rams are a much tougher matchup in my opinion. Allen's been on a roll, so I like it. I like it a lot. Go Josh Allen. All right, looks like this is the last couple here. All right, standard, surrender to the flow. Standard here, you got Benny Snell or Devontae Booker. Ooh, man, in a standard league. Whew. I'm going Devontae Booker here. I don't think you can make a wrong choice. I think McFarland is going to be a little bit more involved than people think he is. And I also think they're going to throw the ball a lot more than people think they are going to against Washington, or a higher percentage, as it were. So I'm going to go with Devontae Booker. Do I drop AB for Gaskin? Yes, you do. AB is a guy that you're going to think about playing every week, but you're probably not going to play him. I mean, there's so many good receivers in the league where, he's just one of those guys where you're like, oh, he's on my bench, but you're never going to fucking play him. So, yeah, drop AB. All right. A is whole. Didn't we already answer this? A is whole. All right, now it's Snell, Booker, or Gaskin. Oh, that's right, because Gaskin is in, so now you can go either one of them. All three are options. I'm going to stay with Booker. Yeah, I do think Gaskin's going to be pretty involved here, but I do think with Tua leading the offense, that Miami's offense is absolutely limited and hindered with Tua at the helm. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you to stay with Booker there. All right, as whole, you got a wealth of starting running backs. Yeah, with David Johnson back, you need three. Well, two because you're playing Chubb. It's a PPR. You get a half a point per rush. So running backs score big, so you're looking for the rushes here. Wide receivers are trash. All right, so you need 3 out of 5 in a half point, or you need 3 out of 5 in a full point PPR with half points per rush. You got Nick Chubb, David Johnson, Wayne Gallman, Devontae Booker, and Gio. Full point PPR, I'm going Chubb, Gallman, and Booker. Remember, I know I don't love Gallman, but it's all about, it's comparative, right? So he will get the work, half a point per rush. I think Gallman's going to be the one to get more rushes than anybody here. So I'm going to go ahead with those three. Chubb, Gallman, and Booker. We got any more? No more. It's 11:30 on the dot. 11:30, baby. All right. I'm going to get this shit edited up, spliced up real quick. Should be up right around 12, folks. Listen, good luck this week. Seriously, everybody. Week 13, if you're already in the playoffs, great, but seeding matters, points matter, all that good shit. and just, the good habit of making the right decisions. If you're out of the playoffs, just keep trucking, man. No reason to give up. Again, it's all about practice, good practice, making sure you're reading things right. You're trying to make the right moves, trying to make the right start sits. And if anything, be that guy that knocks somebody else the fuck out the playoffs. You know why? Because fuck that guy. Nah, I'm kidding. All right, y'all. Have a great Sunday. Let's enjoy the games today. Lots of action here. It's so weird. I got like no 1 o'clock action. All my fucking leagues, I've got like a handful of people playing at 1 o'clock. Tons of late action and Monday action. Tons of Monday action for me. So, either way, going to be a fun day. Going to crack a brew in a few. And, all right, PT, take it easy. See you next week. Have a good one. Thanks a lot. Remember, subscribe to the GOAT if you feel like it and appreciate it.